This video of the unknown. What is it? Is it real? And what is it doing there?
Now they're speaking out, saying there are UFOs in U.S. airspace and they need to be taken seriously.
A family in Highland, Michigan believes their house is actually haunted and thinks something is harming their little girl.
They're unidentified in U.S. airspace.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real.
I'm Todd Bates. I've been investigating the paranormal for years, yet still have no definite answers. Join me on this mysterious journey as we discuss all things paranormal, right down to the little gnomes. Why do millions experience these mysterious phenomenon, yet we have no proof? Welcome to Haunted Voices Radio, where I try and gather the pieces that may one day form yet another puzzle.
And a good evening, one and all. Welcome, Haunted Voices Radio Live, right here, WLTK-DB.com. Get over there. Get over there. Check it out. You can watch. You can listen from there. We've got an amazing show. Amazing show. Open discussion show on September the 30th already. October Eve, 2022. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm doing fabulous tonight. What about you?
I'm hopping. It has been a crazy week, busy week. I mean, a productive week. Friday's here. It's arrived. I'm glad. TGIF.
Me too. TGIF. And I see Megan in there. What's up?
Hi, Meg. Oh, yeah. They'll be trickling in hopefully here later on. We actually have a story from Meg that we're going to read here.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
Super excited.
Pretty good stuff. But first things first, you've got something huge coming up here, along with two of the other hosts of WLTK-DB, the OC Paragon. Why do I keep saying Paragon?
It's one of those days. Or nights.
Paragon. Tell everybody about that. You're going at tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. So some people are getting there tonight, but I think a lot of us are getting there tomorrow. So I'm leaving San Diego. My goodness, like 6:30 in the morning. Quick trip to Starbucks first and then on to Anaheim. So we had Henry San Miguel on last week. And so he's organizing this conference along with Unearthing the Supernatural. And so last year they did it virtually, of course, because of the pandemic. This year it's the first on-site one at the Sonesta Hotel. So
Nice.
It's amazing. I mean, speakers, vendors, panelists, psychic mediums. I know Pete Orbea is going to be speaking, I think, Saturday at 11. I think he's talking about documentation or in paranormal research. I'm doing the Queen Mary Sunday at 10. Kelly Brickle's doing live numerology readings. So it's fabulous. I'm really looking forward to it.
Holy cow. That's going to be a
Yeah.
big event. And that's Anaheim's first again, right?
Yes, Anaheim's first. Can you believe that? Anaheim's first
You'd think
paranormal
a big place
convention.
like that would have one by now, but no.
You would think. I know. I don't know what's wrong with Southern California. We're very slow in that category. We just
I'll leave it
I
up to
don't know.
Henry to figure it out. That's all I
Exactly.
just wanted.
So
I mean, that's
ocparacon.com.
ocparacon.com is where you want
Yeah.
to check that out. And again, Nicole's going to be over there, Pete Orbea, Kelly Brickle, they're all going to be there. Go there, check them out, check out all the other vendors and everything at the OC Paragon. Paracon. Wowzers. Now,
Wowzers.
in other news, there's been some changes, Nicole. I made a website. I've been getting all kinds of questions. Some are confused, some understand, some just don't care.
Don't say that. Yes, they do. Hello, Kaden. Nice to see you.
There's a lot of things in the works, a lot of things going, a lot of things. It's craziness. So I kind of want to bring you guys up to speed a little bit because there's been just some things thrown at them. You know, Nicole,
Yeah,
I built a new website, toddmichaelbates.com. Now,
it's amazing. I've been on it.
thank you very much.
Yeah, good stuff.
Todd Bates was taken by an African-American football player. Now, so I had to use Todd Michael Bates. Now, over there, what you can do is that's the voiceover side and everything, but it's also a public site. Now, there's a thing that happened, a book. I poured my heart out on a lot of pages for this thing to happen, and it's been a long time coming. A lot of people have asked to, they wanted to hear the story. They've seen the struggles of the show through the years, Nicole. It's been here, it's gone, it comes again, it's gone. This book kind of explains why that happened several times.
I am so proud of you. It's weird. I always kind of thought you would do a book. So here it is. I'm so happy.
It was hard, and I have the utmost respect for what you do, because it's very hard to put one of these things out. It is
A
difficult.
lot of work. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize the work that goes into a book. It's crazy, but if you love it and it's something that you have a passion to write about, it is a labor of love.
Yeah.
So
I learned a lot doing it. I feel so much better. It's such a cleansing. I can't wait for Sherry, especially, to sit down and read this thing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be out late October, folks, but you can pre-order if you want a signed copy. You can go over there to toddmichaelbates.com and you can pre-order the copy. I think paperbacks are $21, hardcovers are $35, something like that. They're not, it's not expensive. But you can go over there and pre-order it and all that fun stuff. But that's going to be out again mid to late October, something like that.
Fantastic.
And speaking of new books, I wanted to mention this. I got this from Richard Kimmel.
Oh my gosh. I was just talking about the Hindenburg last night on my show.
That's
How
why I
funny
wanted to
is
bring this up,
that?
Nicole, because you were
Oh my
just talking about
gosh.
this
Yes.
last night on your show. And it is so weird how this comes. Strange.
That is
Things happen.
synchronicity, right? There's that synchronicity. Oh my gosh.
This is Richard's new book. We're going to be having him on soon, hopefully, but to talk about it. But I had to bring that up because you were talking about that and it was so compelling and everything. And then that comes in. Whoa.
And I love the cover too. I mean, that's, I see the video of it actually going down and it's hard. It's such a visceral feeling. What a tragedy. What an absolute tragedy.
The screams, and people of this day and age really don't think about that, as much as they used to. But I get it.
Hi, Kenneth. Oh, that was so sweet of you. Likewise.
Oh my God. Yeah. The guy melts my heart. He does.
I know.
I
Just so
love
genuine. We need more people like Kenneth in this world.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, the Hindenburg, it's one of those weird, because I know I have family that passed on it, but when I see the pictures of how the lounge looked, it's similar to the Queen Mary for me in the sense that, like, I felt like I've been there before.
Mhm.
Like the first time I stepped foot on the Queen Mary, it was like, whoa, I've been here before. So weird.
Yeah, it is strange. It is strange. And I'm the book's a quick read. Going to check that out and I'm probably going to screw up and learn something. I like doing that. So.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna get that book. Absolutely.
And then
yours, of course, too.
I forgot to mention this the last time that we came on. I had a bunch of announcements, and then we had to get right into our guests and everything.
Yeah.
We're a proud sponsor of the Ghost Finders now. The station is. I never.
That's
got that
right.
announcement. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
That's a cool thing. Be sure and check them out over there, theghostfinders.com. And there's Brody and Corey. Hopefully Casey's watching too. Crawford County Bigfoot Hunters is watching as well. I wanted to get that out there. There's a private group, the Crawford County Bigfoot Hunters. It's something that Corey and I kind of do on the side. Fun stuff, getting back out there in the field a little bit.
Amazing.
So doing some fun little things like that. Now, what we have coming up, I want to get the break out of the way.
Sure.
And we've got something coming up here. We're going to be talking about some poltergeists. We're going to be talking about some tulpas, some doppelgangers. We've got Meg's story coming up. Going to read that right after the break.
Yay!
What do you think? You ready for some fun?
Let's do it.
I'm ready for some fun. Let me see.
Friday
Let me
night
take
fun.
here.
Friday night fun.
Friday night fun. So you guys stay tuned. More haunted voices on the way. We got a scary story coming up. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're a fan of the paranormal world, then you'll love WLTK-DB Talk Radio. Talk shows bringing you the latest on everything paranormal, cryptozoological, metaphysical, true crime, psychic readings, and more. The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.
Ten minutes past the hour. You are watching and listening to Haunted Voices right here on WLTK-DB.com. Coming up next week. Next week, we have got Nevada State Prisons, the haunted Nevada State Prisons. Susan Canton Bernard coming on. That's
she's fantastic. Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh, that's going to be wicked. And of course, following that on the 14th, Lisa Crick, Nicole Tito, Ghostly Voices, ghostly-voices.com. Going to be talking some ITC, Estes Method, all kinds of cool stuff at them, catching up at them as well.
Oh, they're great. Everybody. They're great.
Post some comments over there. Let us know where you're watching from, where you're listening from. It's most important. We'd like to hear that.
My mom's tuning in right now.
Hey, hi, Norma.
Hey, Mom. What's up? Sorry, I interrupted you there, Todd. Hello. I'm kind of good at that tonight, aren't I? And then Megan, of course,
you're doing great. This is oh, she's ready. She's ready. Waiting for this. Oh my goodness, for what? 2 weeks? What we've got coming up here is this story was submitted by Meg. Now, she's a moderator over there in our group.
Oh, that's great.
This is a pretty creepy experience. Her first paranormal experience, actually.
The first one. My goodness.
So this is verbatim. I'm going to tell you a story about my first ever paranormal experience. I didn't know what this was at the time when I saw it, but when I got older and watched the paranormal shows, I understood what I saw that day at my grandparents' house. I was playing on the computer that was in the basement, and the basement at the time was big. At the end of the room was a storage room, and something flew out as if as it was a black mass that went past me and went upstairs. I actually followed it, and when I got upstairs, it was gone. I didn't think at the time what it was, but when I had gotten older and remembered that experience, I understood, but I didn't know if it was a spirit passing through or a family member passing through. That was my first ever paranormal experience, and I remember it to this day.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
A black mass.
I'm wondering if she did, Megan, if you did any sort of research on the home or anything like that to see maybe if there was anything on the land or anything like that. Wow. Incredible. Yeah. Black masses are interesting.
And they are. They can be one of two things. They can be something benign.
Mm-hmm.
They can be something malevolent.
I know. You just never know. It's crazy. There's a lot of though. I actually had an experience like that it was more like a humanoid type shadow figure. There's many of those on the Queen Mary, but something similar where I was B-deck forward and I saw something come in and it went right up the stairs and I followed it and it was completely gone.
And just like that, they're gone.
Yeah, just like that. That's incredible. Wow.
It's a great story. That's a really great story. And we have some cool stuff. I mean, it's Halloween Eve. It's October 1st. I mean, let's face it. It's that time of year, folks. No matter how you slice it, pumpkin spice is out there. I mean, Sherry's got some pumpkin spice Xanax back there. There's all kinds of good stuff going on.
Oh my gosh. Pumpkin spice Xanax. That's hilarious.
It's crazy what they have. But there's a lot of cool stuff. And yes, very possible that the shadow person, black mass, It could be a lot of different things, the black mass. It could be just a spirit. That's all the energy they have to manifest as well.
Right.
And
Right.
it's dark. It could be a lot of things. Just because it's black doesn't mean it's bad. Don't let that fool.
Thank you. Exactly. Corey says this.
The shadow person you and I saw, Todd, at the old nursing home. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's those, the ones that I concern myself with are the ones that are darker than dark. The ones that if you're sitting there in the dark and you see something darker, that's when I start getting concerned.
Exactly. And that's happened to me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many documented cases of it, which is great. But what I'd like to touch on and have some fun with, Nicole,
Yeah.
some poltergeists.
Oh yeah.
That's
This is always
here.
fun.
I found this on the net. Hopefully you guys like it. It's not too cheesy for you. I mean, it wasn't rocket science here, but these are 8 things you need to know about poltergeist just in time for Halloween. Okay, this is important real world problems here, folks. We're going to solve some problems. Now, the number one, parapsychologists can't agree on what they are.
Exactly. That's
Some
a big one.
parapsychologists view poltergeist as a type of ghost or supernatural entity which are responsible for psychological and physical disturbances. Others believe that such activity originates from unknown energy associated with a living person or a location. And I like that because a poltergeist can kind of go both ways, right, Nicole?
It sure can.
A pubescent teen, for example.
That's a common theory right there.
Yeah, they're all full of everything's changing and all this, and they just maybe their mind lashes out, their subconscious takes over. I don't know, but poltergeists are amazing. And poltergeists tend to prefer women to men. I didn't know this.
Now that's interesting. I'm wondering where they're getting. Are these opinions or just? I wonder where they're getting these. Like these 8
They're not
things.
citing their sources at all.
Oh, that's okay. So maybe maybe it's opinion. Maybe.
Yeah, it's probably opinionated.
Yeah.
But it says here a person-focused poltergeist tends to, but not always, involve a female adolescent who is suffering from emotional turmoil when that activity begins.
That's a common theory. You hear that too. I think but you also hear cases of even people older than that too, that are going through a bunch of emotional, whatever it is, trauma, turmoil, and you see cases of like psychokinetic activity.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. I'm curious. What do you folks think about poltergeist? Let us know. The women and men thing. I don't know. I think women have a lot more emotions than men do. Maybe during a male's midlife crisis, that could happen, something like that, because there's a lot of things that happen in that state.
Right.
It's interesting though, because poltergeist activity it's rare, yet it's not.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think too, women sometimes I think are at times can be more perceptive. Maybe they're just they're noticing it more. And maybe that's what he means by that. I don't know.
Well, number 3, some of the best poltergeists are thought to be fakes. Now, there's a lot of them that it states in here from Germany, strange things that started. Some of these German names, folks, I can't translate this.
Don't ask me.
I'm not even going to attempt to do that. But it just says that some of the best poltergeists are thought to be fakes, and there's one in particular that I'm aware of, and it's in Scotland. And I it's on my bucket list to get out there. It's called the Mackenzie poltergeist.
Oh yes, yeah, that in the Enfield as well as the one that fascinates me. Yeah,
which there is something in here on the Enfield poltergeist.
Interesting. I'm curious to see what that is.
Yeah. Okay. Poltergeists like to mess with your stuff. This is something that's happened. I mean, keys go in the freezer, or clocks are changed. What are some other things, Nicole, that
Oh, cabinets opening and closing, items like, missing and reappearing, things like that.
yeah. So poltergeist
Um,
activity typically starts with a minor isolated incident. It says this could include unexplained sounds or familiar objects, such as your keys, your phone moving to an unusual place. And it goes on to talk about this Chilliwack poltergeist in Canada that is active for only 2 months between 1951 and 1952. During this time, the poltergeist produced loud and violent hammerings on walls, accompanied by occasional flying objects. I mean,
that's
a lot of energy.
fascinating. Yeah, and I'm wondering, then you have to start thinking, okay, what was going on with the people that were observing that? What was going on in their life? Why that 2-month period? That's odd to me.
Yeah.
But
Why
they
that
don't
too?
last forever. They're very short-lived in many of these cases.
Yeah, it's pretty intense stuff. Pretty intense
Yeah.
stuff with poltergeist, which what it's German for noisy ghost, basically.
Yeah.
Is what it means noisy ghost. But I like it. I like some of these things they have in here. And I wish I could read all of them, but we just don't have the time. Now, going into the next one, and this has to do with the infield poltergeist when we were talking.
Yeah, this one fascinates me.
Experts are still undecided about the infield poltergeist. One of the most famous poltergeist cases to happen in the UK involved the Hodgson family. Hodgson. Very weird spelling.
Yeah, I that name sounds familiar. I think I read about it somewhere.
Hodgson
Yeah.
family and their newly occupied council house in Enfield, North London. Between 1977 and 1979, it was the scene of demonic voices, objects moving without explanation, levitation, and strange noises. Events focused on the two teenage daughters, Margaret and Janet.
Yeah, Janet.
So they must have been like that age.
Yeah, I think a little younger, but yeah, around that age. And Janet, it was actually proven that she was being deceptive as well, bending spoons,
Yeah.
banging brooms on the ceiling, I think. And then I guess she had a pattern of changing her, I don't know if it was her voices, but changing her, it might have been her voices, but she was changing things. And then a lot of the activity was like coinciding with that. But yeah, they thought that she was definitely being deceptive.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah, and that's the thing with poltergeists. Some probably misinterpret those as possessions.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's another weird case too I read about it. It was, oh my God, I think it was in Cape Cod. I want to say 1957, and it had to do with air currents. And so they discovered that I remember reading about it, that they thought there was a lot of like PK activity, but then they found that it was just drafts coming down the chimney that was causing things to move. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is strange.
Yeah. I think it was in Cape Cod in 1957.
Interesting. I'm curious, has anybody had any kind of run-in with a poltergeist during an investigation, a client investigation, something like that? If you guys had a run-in with a poltergeist, let us know in the comments over there. And we're going to kind of switch gears because the poltergeist thing's over. It's done.
It's done.
It's done.
I just want to do 2 comments here though, because they're kind of
Yeah.
neat. So Caden says this: I feel it's energy based. I think they believe they are more drawn to women because most men won't speak on such I believe. And then of course my mom here, what did she say? I sure don't think that a spirit of any kind, including poltergeist, can do and cause harm. I think the real danger comes straight from the ordinary physical world, not the field of the paranormal. Good point. These are both very good points.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's
both very, very good points. Thanks, Caden. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, definitely fear the living.
Yeah. Now, especially in this day and age, my gosh, please.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, couple other things we're going to talk about here. We're going to take your questions as well. If you guys have any questions, anything like that, anything creepy you want us to share, any questions, post those over there in the comments and we'll get them up here for you. But we're also going to be talking about some doppelgangers and tulpas and things like that tonight. These are things that you really don't hear that much of.
No.
You don't this day and age. Doppelgangers, they say everybody has one. Who knows?
I know, right?
Some
It's
say I look like Dave Schrader. Others say Dave Schrader looks like me. Is
you
Dave
two resemble each other.
is Dave my doppelganger? Yeah.
You two totally resemble. I know, right?
Watch
Maybe you
this.
guys are. Maybe you two should do a show on that one night.
Put the old glasses
know.
on. It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's creepy. But, doppelgangers. Now, you've got a story about a doppelganger. I want to hear the story first before we run out of time. We got to take another break here in a little while. But
Yes. So this is a queen. Of course, I have all these Queen Mary stories, right? So if I'm remembering it correctly, there's little bits and pieces that I probably forgot. But this occurred on the Queen Mary, not with me. This was actually a crew member that worked on board, and he was there one night in the exhibition hall. For those that have been on the Queen Mary, the X hall is where they have a lot of events. That was actually the forward engine room, fifth boiler room. So it's a huge, large room. So he was working there one day and he saw literally a parallel of himself, like the same exact person, same clothing, wearing a white shirt, I think blue jeans, and he saw it not face to face. He saw the back head of the person walk out of the building.
wow.
And he said he was like, this creeped me out so much because he's like, that it was like me. That was me walking out of the building.
Watching yourself walk away.
Yes.
That would be mind-blowing.
Right? I know. When he was telling me it, I'm like, what? Oh my gosh.
And these things happen. People have these
Mhm.
instances like that. I mean, it's like a time slip or something, alternate universe. I don't know. But
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Parallel universe, maybe.
there's
Bilocation.
my neighbor and I were just talking about the parallel universe the other day. He is totally skeptic. He is totally atheist. And he is just, basically when we die, it's black. That's what he thinks. And his thought on the whole thing was it's something, he says it's something that we make up to comfort ourselves.
Interesting. So he's not a believer at all
No.
in paranormal activity or anything like that.
Nothing. But he loves hearing the stories.
See, that's interesting to me.
He loves
Right
hearing
there.
stories,
Yeah.
but he doesn't buy it. He just doesn't buy it. He thinks that, when we die, it's black, it's over, and that's the end of it. So to talk to him about some of the things that I'm interested in is tough.
I bet it is, but though, the fact that he wants to hear the stories, it makes me think that maybe there is a little bit of fascination there. Maybe it's a fear of the unknown thing, so he hasn't opened himself. I mean, I don't know. I don't know this guy, but it's weird because it's like when you want to keep hearing the stories, that's telling me that there's an interest there.
Yes.
So,
There's an interest, there's a curiosity.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of skeptics, which I love them. We have to have them in this field. One of the best ones that I've come across is Kenny Biddle. I mean, that guy's amazing. And it's good to have the skeptics in this field to have that balance, but he is die-hard skeptic, but yet interested. So it's curious. It's just curiosity, I think, is what it is for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. I think too, people use the word cynic and skeptic interchangeably, and they're two different things. You have to be skeptical in this field.
You have to.
But I've actually met a couple of people that were full on cynical. You could drop a full bodied apparition in front of their face. Nope, not going to believe it at all. But these two people then had experiences, and then they were changed. Their perceptions were changed. So,
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. What I like to do here, and I wanted to try this earlier, but what we're going to do is we're going to try, see if anybody wants to join us in here.
Yeah.
It's a new thing that we're trying, and I just dropped the link there, and that'll take you backstage, and we can bring you on here with us. You have any questions? You have something to talk about Poltergeist? If you have, a story you want to share, come with us backstage. We'll bring you on board. It'll be a lot of fun. And I promise we'll be nice. We'll be gentle.
We will be so nice and happy.
Nice, happy, gentle. It'd be great to have you folks be a part of the show. It really would. Now, yeah,
Oh my God, what's wrong with me with the comments? There we go.
no, StreamYard's been messing up a little bit too.
Oh no, that was me. That was my little fingers not doing the right
The
thing.
adrenaline, that is another big thing that draws a lot of investigators to this field is the adrenaline. And you do get massive adrenaline rushes at times. Dumps.
Absolutely.
If you will. I mean, they are just flat out dumps. And I don't know what's the biggest adrenaline dump that you've had that you can think of, Nicole? That
Oh my gosh, there's so many. There's so many of them.
Mhm.
So many. I would say one of them occurred at Waverly Hills. Just being there, having it, seeing it with my own eyes, being there and witnessing these shadow figures morphing in and out of walls. It's the most nuttiest but amazing feeling in the world. So,
Yeah.
what about you?
Well, I would say, and it was a fight or flight moment, and I stood there and froze like an ice cube, is when I saw little Sally at the Sally house.
Oh yeah.
That was wow. That was just that changed my mind forever. That changed me forever. Because all this time in the field, you're looking for that one thing. You want to see that apparition. You want to hear that voice. And when it happens, I mean, I just stood there and I remember being so pumped. I was terrified, but I stood there and just witnessed this. And then like that.
Gone. Yep. That's similar almost to me with Jackie aboard the Queen Mary. I should have mentioned her earlier, but seeing her for the first time, I know that feeling. Pardon?
Tell them about Jackie.
Oh yeah. So here I go again, folks, with the Queen Mary, right?
Oh, it's good.
So Jackie, little 6 or 7-year-old girl. We don't know her origin. Some say that she may have drowned in the former second-class pool. Peter James thought that was the case. We have not found any origins to her, but for whatever reason, she's there. Almost a dead ringer, no pun intended, for Shirley Temple. So 6 or 7 years old, very, very intelligent, very interactive, very loving. I have a theory on her. I think that Jackie is the personification of the Queen Mary. That's just my theory. I could be way off on that, but that's just kind of my theory on that. But she's awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's amazing. Jackie is. I mean, that first class swimming pool area. I'll never forget it.
We have some questions too here, real quick.
Okay, let's get them.
From Corey. Corey, actually, this is a very good question here.
How do you guys deal with ridicule in the field? As Todd mentioned earlier, him and I started a new Bigfoot and cryptid hunting club, and some people I've talked to have been so against it. Oh man, absolutely. How do we deal with ridicule? It's simple. I don't care.
Just ignore it. You know what? Blaze your own trail.
Yeah.
Do what you want and don't care about what other people are doing.
Absolutely.
That's the mindset right there.
Someone with everything I say, someone is going to get offended. I'm not going to make everybody happy. My beliefs are my beliefs. Your beliefs are your beliefs. And it is what it is. And as long as you respect your beliefs and respect their beliefs, everything's peaceful.
Exactly. There should be that healthy respect of differences. But yeah, just that's exactly like you said, blaze your trail.
the ridicule, when I first got into the field, it was like, yeah, I hunt ghosts. You know, it was like, and now it's, yeah, I go after these things. Why not? That's what it's all about. You can't, and it's easier for some people to sever something like that, but you can get really caught up in all the drama and all that, just everything with the whole thing. But yeah, the ridicule, just don't worry about it.
Exactly it. And if you
They
just
don't like it, they can move on.
yeah, and if you focus on all the negativity, it's like you're gonna lose out on what you want to do. So just do you,
Yeah,
right?
do you? Absolutely. Absolutely. What else? We got any other ones in there?
Yeah. So this is a good question. How did the Sally House get the name?
Oh, okay.
And I haven't yet been to the Sally House. So many people have gone there, say it's amazing.
Yeah, oh my goodness. That was one of my favorite places, used to be. Peter James. That's how the Sally House got its name. Peter identified psychically the little girl in there was named Sally. The story behind it, she had appendicitis,
Oh no.
and that's when the doctor would come to your house back in the 1800s.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So the doc's over there, the dad's in there. They give her some ether, right? Well, they didn't give her enough, and she
Oh
woke up
no.
during surgery supposedly, and then boom, she died tragically. So she's fixated with fire, and there's a long story with the Sally House. I mean, if you guys search the internet, there's an article out there I wrote on the Sally House years ago that tells the story of everything. You would just have to search probably Todd Bates Sally House, maybe. I don't know. I can find the article if you guys want to read it.
Yeah, I would love to read it, actually.
But it's a very active place. It's a very scary place. It's a very unpredictable place. And now they've basically turned it into a bed and breakfast.
See, why are they doing that with,
Money.
money is exactly, well, money, of course, but it just baffles me. Like Linda Vista Hospital and Boyle Heights, LA, turning it into like exactly like not a I don't know if it's a nursing home or I think it is. Waverly Hills, they're wanting to turn it
Yes.
into, it's like, what? It just cracks me up. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely insane on some of the things going on out in this field. That place is one of them. That place is one of them. And, it's near and dear to my heart. That's where I got my start. That's where I learned so much was that particular place. But yeah,
Exactly.
that's how it got its name. That's a great question, Meg. That's how it got.
Excellent question.
Yeah, there's a long list. And there's just a long list of people that have been to that house, that have learned from that house, that have. But one thing they're forgetting is, through all the hype and haunting and what it is, it's the actual family where that started, the Pickmans, Deb and Tony. Terrible, terrible thing what happened. And they were tortured in there, for crying out loud.
Oh my gosh.
And and Tony, if you guys really want to see something that happened years ago, go to YouTube and search Sally House Attack, HVRN, Sally House Attack, and you'll see Tony getting cut whenever he this was the first time he came in, Nicole, for oh my goodness, years. We went down there to visit him and to do some digging in there, and Tony wanted to go back in, and I said no. He insisted. So he went back in there. He wasn't in there 10 minutes. We went upstairs, and I was coming out of little Sally's room, and then he's right there in the hallway and has this gash on his arm, and you'll see it on the video when you search it. A cut, and it doesn't bleed until we get outside. That's
That's
craziest thing.
bizarre. It seems like there's a lot of spiritual unrest in there.
Yeah.
A lot, that's very sad. That really makes my heart ache
Yeah.
to know that that's going on.
Yeah, it's tough. And, families go through hell. And that's another thing I'd really like to bring up, because I've seen on social media a lot of people not helping, not really
Exactly.
doing what they should be doing with these clients. Counsel them, people. Please teach them. Don't just go there and get the stuff and bail. It's not.
That's a good point. That's a very, very good point. And you see that a lot with these teams that go in just with a lack of professionalism and a lack of experience.
Yeah.
Randy is in here. Randy Liebeck.
Randy Liebeck
Says this. Yeah. So let's see. I recall that Peter James located a grave that he believed was Sally's, but other people who looked into the case couldn't verify that Sally ever actually existed. I know that the Pickmans don't believe that Sally was ever a real person. That's intriguing.
It is. It goes both ways. Peter discovered, it's like I said, psychically, he discovered her name was Sally, and that was the whole rumor, the whole story behind the whole thing. So it goes different ways.
Absolutely.
I wrote a book about the whole thing as well, called The Sally House. She's got everything in there documented, what happened to her and Tony. A lot of things went on.
There's a parallel to the Queen Mary too, because Peter James is he basically claimed Jackie.
Yeah.
And so some people have thought maybe she's not real. And now I've often wondered, okay, is there some sort of hologram, like a psychokinetically created hologram of her and the real her? Perhaps, I don't know. But there's interesting parallels here between the two locations.
Yeah, there is. And it's in the psyche. A lot of it's in the psyche. So it is. You guys take from it what you will. My God, we're not experts, for crying out loud. There's no experts in this field. We're just getting started.
Yes.
What we are going to do is take our final break. We'll come back, wrap things up, take your final questions. So if you guys have any questions, post them there in the comments. You can do so on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you're watching from. Just post your comments in there. We'd love to hear from you. Final questions, all that good stuff. More Haunted Voices on the way. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Patty Negri.
Hi, I'm Pete Orbea.
Hi, this is Nicole Strickland.
My name is Hero.
My name is Sean Clem. Hey, everybody. Cleet Keith here, author of Ghost of Greystone Beverly Hills. I'm excited to invite you to the OC Paracon, which is going to be the first week in October.
Now, that's just some of the people you're going to meet at Orange County Paracon. That would be Anaheim's first ever paranormal conference. I'm Henry, the organizer and also the host of Paranormal Perception, inviting you to meet those people that you just saw. You'll meet everybody, including some guests, some people that we haven't even announced on the website. It's going to be a surprise. Everything, info, tickets available on that website, ocparacon.com. Hope to see you to kick off our favorite time of the year in Anaheim at OC Paracon.
Take us with you on the go and download the new WLTK-DB mobile app. Search the App Store and Google Play under WLTK-DB Talk Radio. Download free today. The unexplained. It's all around us and usually supplies more questions than answers. You need answers. You need Cross Country Paranormal. Founded by Benjamin Young, CCP seeks to train, educate, and mentor anyone that has a passion for the paranormal. CCP is building a network of teams and investigations across the country, and all experience levels are welcome. Learn more about CCP on their website, ccpinvestigations.com, where you can find frequently asked questions, check out their equipment, follow their latest events, and of course, shop. Visit them now at ccpinvestigations.com. That's ccpinvestigations.com. Cross Country Paranormal. All are welcome. All are family.
This is WLTK-DB Talk Radio.
44 minutes past the hour. You're watching Haunted Voices Live, WLTK-DB.com. Get over there. Get over there, folks. You can catch the past shows. If you missed the beginning of this show, don't worry. We've got you covered. Everything's taken care of. Everything's recorded. That was actually hit this evening. The record button.
Yay! That's a
I know.
very important button. Gotta love the record button.
The on-demand section under podcast or videos, podcasts or audio, of course. So check out the downloads there. Also follow us over there on the Podbean and Apple and all those other fun places where podcast mediums where you can download the show. It's underneath the WLTK-DB station. We don't have a private channel yet, but that's coming soon, Nicole.
Good stuff. This station keeps growing and growing.
Coming soon. And during the break, I noticed something. Your mom had an amazing comment down there. I'd really like to touch on that. Because
Yeah, I saw this. I actually was going to wait for the after the break. And yeah, this is important. I think pain and sorrow and horror can get embedded in the wood and walls of a place, which can appear as being alive, memories given a pulse. Yeah, that's
Well
profound.
said.
Yes, thank you, Mom. She has
Yes,
some good insight. She really does.
she does. And that right there explains a lot of your hauntings, folks. I mean, it's like
Yep.
a sponge. And limestone, things like that, bedrock, all those kinds of things. They hold that goodness in there, and then it just kind of seeps out over time. Next thing you know, you may see something, you may not. You don't know. Yeah, that's the beauty of the haunting.
Absolutely. We have
Yeah.
another one here too. Look at all these awesome questions.
Since it's spooky season, Todd, what's the eeriest EVP you've ever recorded? And Nicole, what's your thoughts on the seriousness of attachments during ghost? Amazing questions. Okay.
Yes, we could do a whole episode on those right there.
The eeriest EVP that I've ever captured was here in Robinson, Illinois, at a house that I will tell you about later, Corey. I don't want to disclose its location or anything like that, other than it's in Robinson. Good luck finding it. There was an incident that happened there, a mafia incident years ago, and the EVP capture was captured on the front porch of the home because we couldn't go inside.
I think
It
I
was
know.
burned, condemned, and the EVP captured was that of the murder taking place, basically.
Oh my gosh.
The screams, you can hear the swing of the baseball bat, which what she was murdered with. You hear her scream. You can hear two kids. It's chilling to listen to. And if I would have known this was going to happen, I would have had it queued. But it's pretty eerie. It's a pretty eerie file, and it's one that told me that you don't have to be right on top of it. It doesn't have to be at night either, because this was captured during the day.
Exactly.
So that's probably the most profound, definitely the most profound EVP I've ever captured.
That's heart-wrenching.
Yes.
Goodness.
It was sad. It was sad. I had it on the Haunted Voices website for quite a while, and then too many people they wanted it. They didn't like it. Was scaring them, so I took it down.
That's a good thing to do, I think, in that case.
Yeah, out of respect.
Yeah, absolutely. We need more of that in this field.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is a big topic, and we don't have that much time. Attachments. Now, this is something that you go into the suggestibility and looking at someone. I think there can be a lot of other reasons that can explain an attachment, and so it's something that other than what it seems. So you really have to look into the people's mental states and what's going on with them spiritually and emotionally, and what they're being influenced with, in pop culture and things like that. So I'm not saying that, there probably are cases, of course, of actual attachments, but I think a lot of it could, like we're going to discuss, tulpas, things like that can play into it. So, but that's a whole nother discussion. I wanted to keep it short, but kind of my thoughts there.
Oh, it's good. Good thoughts.
Yeah. Michael Lasciana.
Hi, Michael.
Nice to see you there.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many. I don't know. There's so much we can talk about with Poltergeist, with doppelgangers that we mentioned, tulpas. We haven't really touched on those. Let's touch on those real quick. The tulpas, the mind over matter, if you will. Tell us
Yeah.
tulpas, Nicole.
Oh my gosh. So a tulpa is kind of, if you think of a thought form that takes its own life, right? So if I believe it's the oh gosh, the fictional paradise of Shangri-La. I think it's James Hilton or Hinton's novel. I think it's The Lost Horizon or something like that. I don't know if I have the book right, but so it's a thought form that takes its own life. So I think a lot of that can apply to paranormal activity in the sense that with the suggestibility and, for example, alleged demonic attacks or alleged demonic um, situations. Is it maybe a tulpa? So it's the person that believes so much in it, they're giving life to something that doesn't exist, but it's their thought form that's creating it. I think it's something that, as researchers, we should really look into in many cases.
I would agree
Yeah.
because we are, and I think it's been proven over and over and over. We are amazing manifestors.
Oh, yes.
The human mind it's an untapped resource. We're
Mhm.
using just a bare minimum, and to literally create a haunting like that,
Exactly.
that's amazing. And it's been done. It's been documented. It's amazing and it's scary. But what isn't? You can't live in fear. You just have
No,
to do. That's all you can do. Um, but I think it's interesting. That maybe the two play hand in hand. You got the adolescent with the poltergeist activity, the tulpa coming about on top of that. The human mind is just an amazing beast that is harnessed. I think that innocence. We've all grown up so close minded that almost maybe like at birth or something. If we would have kept that open mind, if it would have been untouched, if we would have stayed away from television, if our parents would have done this instead of that, maybe we could understand this and see these entities or something. But no, it's
mm,
not. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to know the answers.
I agree. I
Sure
agree
as
that we're
hell
not
fun
supposed to
finding
know.
it, though.
Right. And maybe when it's, our time to transition, that's perhaps when we'll be granted the keys to unlocking a lot of this. But yeah, I mean, that's you just explained right there why children are so much more perceptive
Yeah,
than adults because they haven't learned to have their egos and all of the distractions get in the way,
yeah.
So
It's terrible to think about, but it's true. It's something, we're sitting here working our asses off trying to find the truth, the answer. We're not. I just don't think we are in this, not in our lifetime anyway.
I agree. No, I agree. And I think it's something that's probably so simple, but yet so complex, but we're just not permitted to know because it's just not our time yet. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. And we've got just a few minutes here. I want to get some show information, some station information. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Corey. Some new shows. We had a lot of debuts last week. A lot of new debuts. We had self-care debut. We had exploring the paranormal debut. Check out the schedule over there at WLTK-DB.com. Just click on the schedule, click on the shows, learn about them, folks. There's a lot of them over there, a lot of great hosts, a lot of great shows over there. And debuting this month on the 6th, October 6th, we've got the Donut Run.
you know what? I actually
It's going to be an
I
awesome
love that
show.
title. That title's awesome.
The Donut Run is coming on the 6th. It's going to
And
be an
I
amazing show. Brandon Wainwright, Mary Paulette. they're going to be hosting this
Brand
bad boy.
is amazing. Like I've had him on my show. He's absolutely amazing. Amazing. If you have not read his book, Tyson's Gift,
Oh,
please read it. Yeah, amazing.
he's something else. Brandon. He's actually an amazing energy healer. I have messaged with him monthly or bi-weekly. I need
That's
help.
awesome. Yeah, he's
really good with that. Really good with that.
I actually just talked to him today too because he's in Florida and I wanted to make sure he was okay. And he was like, "Yep, we're all good." So yay.
Good.
Yeah.
And remember, tomorrow, the OC Paracon, Nicole, you're going to be there. Kelly Brickle's going to be there. Pete Orbe is going to be there. The OC Paracons are going to be in Anaheim. So if you guys are in the area, be sure and check that out. Go there, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, you are most welcome, Meg. You are most welcome. And next week, once again, I want to make sure I get her name right. Susan Catton. Is it Catton?
I don't know if it's Catton or Catan. I'd have to ask her that. We'll figure that. Yeah, I don't know if she goes by Catan or Catton.
Susan Catan, we'll say that, Bernard. And she's with the Nevada State Prison, the haunted Nevada State Prison. We're going to talk about the hauntings out there, some of the evidence and things, some of the investigations, the stories, all kinds of cool stuff coming up next week. So be sure and check that out.
Amazing. Can't wait.
And we want to wish each and every one of you an amazing weekend because this is it. This is the last show of the week. We are done. Be sure and check out all the broadcasts that replays 24/7 over there on the website, WLTK-DB.com. If you missed a show, just hit play over there. Those things are running 24/7 for you. So from all of us here at Haunted Voices, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedules to come on here tonight. We really appreciate it. Nicole, it's always awesome.
Oh, likewise, Todd. I'm super honored to be co-hosting this show with you. It's amazing. I love it.
And happy birthday to your grandpa, Meg.
Yes.
That's great. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night, guys.